everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to welcome you to this session, and I mean your chums Faizo, the IT doctor, the facilitator. This is lesson 13, and it is all about softwares. We are completing softwares with a subtopic which is called user interface and viruses. Uh, Remember, with the software user interface, this is the visual part of the computer application or operating system through which a user interacts with the computer or softwares. Uh, that's what we call a software user interface, the way you can interact with any application software or operating system. For example, WhatsApp, the way you interact with that interface, where you can text someone or where you can send a picture, how you can view contacts, the interface of the software once you open it, or once you open the Facebook, whether it is user friendly or it is hard to use. That's what we call the interface or the software user interface. Maybe when you look at the operating system, you can refer to maybe Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows XP, Windows 2000, Windows Vista. Those are all operating systems. Their interfaces are different. So the way you interact with those interfaces, that's what we call uh, the user interface of the software or the operating system, whether it is hard or simple. You will find that some people are used with Windows 7, others are used with Windows 10, others are used with Windows 11. It depends on the interface. Then we have types of interfaces. We can look at GUI, that is graphical user interface. We have MDI, that is a menu driven interface, and we also have what we call CLI, that is command line interface. These are the types of interface which are always found on computers, which are found on smartphones, which are found on softwares. Then let's look at what we call the graphical user interface. Is the interface in which visual images such as icons and buttons are used to issue commands. Uh, for example, most of today's software programs have a graphical user interface. You'll find that most of the softwares which are always programmed today, they always have graphical user interface. This one being of all interfaces, a UI typically the most user-friendly one because it doesn't require you to know any command language. As I'm going to show you here, we have advantages like it is user-friendly because it is easy to learn and work with. We have there's no need to type and memorize any command language. There's no need for you to memorize anything. It is the interface similar for any application. As we're going to look at it, we have GUI has a color screen with icons each representing program which is appearing to the user, as I'm going to show you here. Then we have disadvantages that they need significant memory, that's the RAM, and the processing power to run the other program to run than other interface types. Actually, because it contains a lot of icons, programs already are heavy, then it requires a lot of RAM and actually processing power for it to run very well. It also occupies more disk space to hold files for different functions. That means you also require enough SSD and maybe hard disk HDD. So that is what we call the storage. It is difficult to automate function expert users. It will be hard for some of them. What are some of the elements, objects of the graphical user interface? We have icons. We can look at them. We have command and buttons, drop down lists. We have checkboxes. We can look at list boxes, we can look at dialog boxes, we can look at windows, we can look at cursors, scroll bars. We also have radio buttons, we also have preview areas, we have tabs, we have menus, those are all under text boxes, we have drawbars, we have pointers, and we also have other tools or examples of graphical user interface. All these one work as graphical user interface. They help you to be able to run or to control the computers. We have a pointer is the symbol that appears on the display screen that is moved to select object command and usually appears as a small angled arrow. This is what I'm talking about. This very arrow which you are seeing on the screen, it's what we call a pointer. So this one simplifies the way you operate a computer. Actually, that's why it's called. It's an graphical user interface. It simplifies. It is user friendly. So this is the pointer. It is in an angled arrow, as you can see it. Pointing device, of course, it's a device such as a mouse that enables user to select object on the screen. So it is a mouse or any pointing device which control this pointer or this arrow you're seeing. Then we have icons. There is a small picture in which it represents command of files or windows, as we're going to look at them. Graphical interface, the window. Actually, when we talk of windows, is a visual area containing a user interface that displays output and allows input one or more processes. This is when you like right click. When you right click, you have a window. That window helps you to select between some functions on the screen, where there is copy, cut, send, or anything, as we're going to look at them. The screen can be divided into different areas, running different programs and displaying different files. Windows can be moved around the display screen and their shape and size it at will. You can already size the windows, as we're gonna show you. We have desktop. This is the areas on the display screen where icons are grouped. So these advantages give you require the computer to have more RAM as compared to command line interface. Command line instructions execute faster than your instructions. So before we actually we look at what we call a menu interface. Let me take you through what we call the graphical user interface. This is the desktop, as we have looked at as some of the components of the desktop of the GUI, and these are the icons which you are seeing on the screen. These icons, they represent command, they represent a file, like they represent folders, they represent something. These are what we call icons, as you can see. And we also looked at windows. This is a window already. If I right click like on the screen like this, I'll have this window. This window, that means I can select between them. As you can see, I do any command I wish. If I want to create another window, like for example, this is also another window, as you can see. This is one window. If I maybe I want to update this one, this is also a window. I can also right click. Maybe I say I open any like if I open this PC, as you can see here, this is a window. If I want to create another one, of course, I can maybe open the here. Then I can also right click and create another window. And they have told us this is now two windows on the desktop. As you can, this is a window. This is also what a window. And they have told we can always resize them or increase their sizes according to our will. So that is what we call Windows, apart from the operating system which you already use. So these are the icons. These are also like on a smartphone. If you open your smartphone, they have apps. Those apps, each one has a different image, have a different picture, and each picture or icon represents a certain program or an app. You get it? And they all help a user to simply just click on any program or any icon of their choices so that they can run any program or application. So that's what we call a graphical user interface. So briefly, let's look at what we call the menu driven interface. As you can see it is actually a driven interface that provides menus as means of entering commands. Menu, this is a program list of a user's choice or possible actions usually shown on the screen. This helps in execution of command by selecting choice from the menu. The characteristics of being easy to learn and use is described as being user friendly. This one is also easy because as you can look at a menu, they give you a menu and then you select between them. As you can see here, this is a menu. Like you go to start button. Once you click on it on any computer, the first thing they will give you, it will be the list of commands, more special in Windows 7. This is this interface, or it's menu where you can select different programs of your choice. Then we have before you go to command line interface, still I can describe. I can simply show you here. For example, on my computer, you come to for example here. If we click here, we have what we call a menu. If I click on the search button here, you can see that it is going to give me some of the programs or some of the apps, some of the folders which are in the in the computer. So this is an example of a menu. You can easily select between them. So even we can take an example of when you visit a restaurant or when you go to some of the good hotels, they always provide you with what we call a menu, which you need to actually select any item of your choice. So that's what we call a menu. They give you a list of programs, select any program you choose. Then we have a command line interface. This is a text-based interface that is used to operate software by entering commands. Command line interface often are difficult because the command is require exact spelling and punctuation. So here you don't need to make any mistake if you're using a command line interface. Minor syntax errors such as missing period generate error messages. If you make an error, that means you're gonna get error messages. Command line interface, however, give a user more control to manage detailed settings and execute program faster. This is actually used by experts, as you can see this one. Someone just ate a code. These are using command prompt, as I'm going to show you here. That is command line interface. That is its interface, as you can see. Someone just entered these codes. That's this. I know some of you have been seeing this in movies, most especially when those detective kind of movies, uh, where computer expert or hackers use such kind of technology or this command line interface to control the computer very fast. This is already used by the experts. Let me show you some of the how the command prompt is used. You come and click here, for example. You can come to you can run what we call a command prompt. You press Ctrl R, then you type for example CMD. You enter it. This is what we call a CMD command prompt. Maybe you can type here system info in case you want to see uh, the information about any computer. You type enter. So here you are commanding a computer to display whatever you want very fast. You get it? So this is the action. It is trying to load some of the information. I want to see some of the information about this computer now. You can see that the best version, this one, the Windows Direct, which is C Windows System Direct, that is Win32, keyboard device, you get it. System local, input local, item zone, to physical memory, available physical memory, you get it. Domain, logo, server, all these are what very important about the machines. So if you want to know everything about a machine, those are what you call the command the command prompt, as you can look at them. Then we have what we call so that's what I had for you about user interface. I think we're gonna look at what we call computer viruses. You know, this is one of the major threats of the computers, or in any device, so long as it is the softwares. This is one of the major threats. The program which silently replicate produce themselves on the storage media without the computer realizing it. And this is the last topic about softwares. A computer virus is a program designed to harm or cause harm on a computer. It is spread through email attachments, portable devices, websites containing malicious scripts, and file downloads. Actually, this is a it attaches itself on most of the files inside a machine or a computer or a phone. You know, this is very dangerous. We have different types of viruses, like we have file viruses, we have actually boot sector viruses, we have what we call partition sector viruses, we have macro viruses, we have what we call memory resist viruses, we have what we call overwrite viruses, we have direct action viruses, we have web scripting viruses, we have actually what we call multi-party viruses, we have what we call fat viruses, we have even other viruses like polymorphic viruses, we have viruses like worm, you know, this is one of the most common kind of virus. We have browser hijacker. This is also another virus. We can talk of trojans. You know, you use like host trojans. You know, we have email viruses. You know, so those are some of the viruses we can look at. How do viruses really enter our computer? This is the most important sources of computer viruses. One, contact with contaminated system. Any diskette used on a contaminated system could become contaminated. If the same disk is used on another system, then the virus will spread. So this is simply like human being. When you contact with someone who has, for example, HIV, of course you also get contaminated. So that is the thing. You update of softwares. This are distributed via the internet or the network. You know, nowadays most of the softwares or most of the operating system require updates all the time. So whenever you update that, know that there are high risks of getting viruses from internet. Fake games, you know, computer games, special game download from the internet, which keep infecting the system they installed. You know, they can always affect the machines. We have free or shareware. These are programs which are downloaded also on internet. We have hackers, internet malicious destruction of network systems, which they have gained authorized. You know, whenever a hacker hacks your computer or your machine, that's know that they have negative actual impact gonna be on your machine. Don't expect anything good, and you have used infected disk from various computer repair shops. Whenever you just get any device from a street or from someone you don't know, just know that don't just enter into your machine without actually scanning it. It can cause problem. Downloading and opening infected files from the internet. Whenever you download music, you download any file from the internet, my friend, just know that it's carrying some viruses. Symptoms of computer virus. What shows or what are the signs and symptoms which show that your computer is really infected by viruses? One, computer indicating the storage areas are full when there is still enough space. That's one of the file change size of an obvious reasons, because you'll find that the size is bigger even the storage is full. Program taking longer than usual load. Of course, the program take long to load. Usual error messages are occurring more frequently. You see errors all the time. Program file disappearing mysteriously. You have created a file, but you come and open the computer next time when it's not opening. Slower than normal operations. Actually, that's gonna be slow down the game system. You know, random playing music or one user sound save operate doesn't save. Actually, we can look at files become corrupted. You try and open it, but their files are not opening. Programs offered don't work properly. That's also another program. System properties change because less storage and RAM memory than expected. Loss or change of data, the data can really get lost and don't see it. System crash, those are some of the things. The computer can still fail to work. Ways of keeping computer viruses program out of your computer. How can you keep viruses actually out of a computer completely? One, getting aware how computer viruses get to your computer. This is very important. You need to know how computer viruses really enter your machines. Then you can protect them using special virus detection program. This program utilize every program, every disk that is inserted into the computer to make sure that's not carrying any viruses. So that is what we can do to always protect our machines. Avoid external disks, special disks that they may be carrying a virus. Don't just actually accept any program. At least if you accept any disk like a flash, first check your disk before using them. We have what we call, we have to be careful when reading program offered from the internet. That is very important. Perform a virus scan on your machine at least once a week. Do that, please. Ensure that the email is from a trusted source before opening it. We have always remember to update your antivirus software, because if you don't have my friend update it, the new viruses are created, and designers of these programs first look at the available antivirus program so that they can create a strange virus which can bypass those programs. So always make sure you update your antivirus all the time. Delete temporary internet files. Don't keep many files at the same in the same machine for a long time. Be careful when download music from internet. Uninstall and save programs. Install in your computer. If you don't use the program, my friend, or always make sure you do that. Install a personal firewall. It already protect your computer from hackers. All software and data files should be backed up regularly. Make sure you back up your data. Users should avoid using program on organs. Actually, there must be persuade educators on the dangers of virus. If you know the dangers, you will make sure that you don't do that. Don't share this case. Don't share, my friend. Our unlicensed software should be carefully examined before use. So those are some of the actually what you should consider. We have antivirus. It's a utility program that prevents, detects, and removes viruses from the computer's memory or storage space or storage devices. It prevents, detects, and removes viruses from the computer's memory. So that is what we call antivirus. We have some of them like Norton, we have F-Secure, we have McAfee, we have AVG, we have Kaspersky, we have Avira, we have Thunderbyte, we have Penicillin, Dr. Solomon, we have Smada, we have Total Security, 600 Security. Those are other actually kind of antiviruses we can use in our machines so that they are safe. Actually, that's what I had for you today. That is the end of topic 6, that is computer softwares. And I think we shall meet again in what we call electronic preservation, that is PowerPoint, inshallah. And you can reach me on these contacts. You can always contact me also via my email, and you can also reach me on my YouTube channel at Chams Faisal. You find likes, comments, share, and subscribe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.